Hi everybody, this is Sunny from Sunny Side Up Journals, and today I wanted to show off a little bit. I wanted to show off one of my favorite journaling supplies, which is my fountain pens. Let me just get the candle going here. There we go. Come on, candle. There we go. Okay. Oh, don't want to start a fire on camera. That would be festive. Okay. So, now I want to say, just to start off, I am not a fountain pen expert. I am a total beginner when it comes to fountain pens, but it has completely changed my relationship with my writing instrument. Of course, I've always enjoyed having lots of pens and different colors, different, metallic stuff, but just the relationship between the writer and the writing instrument, I had never really thought about it that much. And this has totally opened up a new level of obsession when it comes to my writing tools. So I thought I would just show you what I have, and I also brought my inks out so that I can show you what those look like. The only one I haven't tried right now is this one. I haven't tried that yet. I just got it, and I don't have a pen that is empty, so the next time I fill it, I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so my very first pen that I got, and this one I got for my birthday, is the TWSBI VAC 700R. And I got this in a fine tip, and this is the only fine tip pen that I have. All the rest I actually ended up going for larger tips. This is watercolor paper, so it's probably not the best paper. In fact, let me just get out some dot grid paper. It's a little smoother than this toothy watercolor paper. And this is how it writes. So I have a very standard cursive, but that's how it writes. It's very smooth. I love the beautiful accents that it has. The reason why it's called an iris is because of the rainbow accents that it has. And it's not like a coating. It's not like you can scrape it off. It's actually, they fire it under a certain kind of flame to give it that color. So this is just the color of the actual metal. So it's so beautiful, and I'm a big fan of having these clear cartridges so that I can see the ink moving, and I can fill it with whatever color ink, and then I can see it right here in the pen. And so before I had this sort of greenish bluish sort of tealish color in it, but then recently I filled it with this one. This is this, and it writes in this beautiful sort of mulberry raspberry color. So let me just see if I can get a big old swatch of it on here, and you can see what it looks like. Again, I am not an expert, so I can't speak to like the specific way that it, flows or writes and how it compares to like the super high-end stuff. I'm just here to say I love it. So that's pen number one. And then this is the second pen. I guess I'll go in chronological order when I got these. This is the Benu, B-E-N-U, Briolette, I think. And this is cool because this is resin. So it's made out of resin material, and then I can sort of unscrew this so I can show you the converter. Ooh, I'm kind of running low on this. I filled this pen with sparkly purple ink because, I mean, look at this thing, right? I love the idea of filling a pen with an ink that I think matches it. I feel like if I filled this with like orange ink, it would be weird to me. People do, and it's totally fine. It's just I enjoy the fun of having different pens that look very different aesthetically, and then filling them with ink that I feel like is meant for it. So it's getting pretty close to refill time, but I am one of those, like, I want to drain every last drop and use it up before I fill it again. But I think I'm going to refill it with the same ink. This is the Colorverse Hayabusa. And it's sparkly. You can see sort of the metallic sparkles. And this is how it writes. So this is a medium point. And you'll already notice, oops, how much thicker it is than the fine point, right? I'm not very good at ink swatching, but getting there. And the thing that I have to keep getting used to is that they don't click shut mostly. A lot of the pens that I own, you have to like screw it shut. But then you know that you got a tight seal, and I can toss this in my purse or in my cuppy and it won't leak everywhere. So that's the second one. Put those over here. Okay. And then the third one that I got was this one. I actually got these two at the same time. This one is also a TWSBI, the same company that made the first one, but this is called the TWSBI Echo, and I got it in the color Jade, and I love this pen. Oh my gosh, I got this in a broad tip, which means that it's even chunkier of a line. I think this is broad tip, chunkier of a line than the purple one. And I filled this one with Colorverse's shiny black glistening ink, and you can see all down here. You really have to give this a good shake because all the the shimmers sink to the bottom of the jar, and so when you fill it, you have to really give it a good shaky shake. And I also find that I do that in the pen too, because the little the shimmers sort of sit in one side of the pen if you don't use it very often. So this is one where I tend to actually like posting it. Posting is when you take the cap and put it on the back. Did you know it had a name? Because I did not prior to owning fountain pens. So I'm gonna post the cap, and then let me give you guys a sample. And the idea is for fountain pens, very different from like a dip pen, is that you really don't put any pressure on it. It's supposed to just sort of flow. I find it really hard to get out of the habit of doing that because I am such a hard presser when it comes to writing. But it also relieves a lot of strain from my hands, which are used constantly, by the way. When I'm writing with a fountain pen, because I am intentionally supposed to sort of give it a lift and let it just, flow on the page the way it wants to. You can't tell from this angle that this and this are very shimmery, but trust me, they are. So, okay, so that's the TWSBI. TWSBI spelled TWSBI. The TWSBI Echo. Okay. And then this one is the Monteverde is the name of the company, Monteverde. And then Monza, Monza ID is what this pen is called. And I got this in a flex nib, mostly because I did not have a flex nib pen, and I thought, well, I have fine, I have medium, and I have broad. Let's try what a flex is like. And this is a very this is a more affordable pen. It's made of plastic. It's light, and it just feels, I don't know, just more toy-like than some of these other ones that are very heavy, especially these TWSBIs. But the thing about a flex nib is that it's supposed to have variable width, just the way that a dip pen would. So these prongs sort of separate the more you push down. I filled this with this ink by Ferris Wheel Press, who I think has the most beautiful bottles. These just look so pretty up on my shelf in my studio, which is why I'm drawn to it, and they're heavy, which also feels nice. I'm very tactile, so having like a nice heavy bottle with like this sort of geometric cap is very pleasing to me. So this one, let me just do a little swatch. I love this color. This one you do have to give it a little bit of pressure. I give it pressure on the downstroke, so I really kind of almost use this pen like a dip pen, which one day I'll have to show you my dip pens. They're very pretty. So this one's cool, but I don't use this one as much because I don't like, it's like harder to write with than these ones, if that makes sense. This, by the way, is called Definitely Peachy. That's the color that I'm writing with here. Maybe I'll put like a dark black ink in here and see if I like it better. Okay, and finally, this is my most recent one. This is a resin pen as well, but this is by Y Studio, Y like the letter, and I got it in this sort of very like clean white, and this is the only pen where I keep twisting it, where it's just a pop in, pop out of the ones that I own. And what I did, let me unscrew this so you can see, was that I just popped in one of these cartridges that it came with. What I think I'm going to do is buy a converter for it, and that's the thing with the little plunger, you know, and then you can like dip it into any of these paints, any of these inks, and fill it. That's what I did with all of these ones. This one did not come with a converter, so I think I'm going to have to get one. They're like $5, so it's not a huge cost, but still, I was a little irritated that I did not read the fine print and get the cartridge with it when I purchased this online. And so this doesn't have ink that I chose. It's the ink that I came with. It's just a standard black, and I didn't want to waste it, so I'm just going to use it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this with this gold ink that I got. See all that gold shimmer, that residue that's sunk to the bottom? Oh, and look at what it looks like when it mixes. Should I shake it? Oh yeah, look at that. This is an ink company that I had never heard of, but it's called Robert Oster, and they make a lot of these sort of metallic gold, coppery sort of inks, and I am a big fan of gold. I think it just, I mean, you can see the gold foil, everything. I love how it looks. So without further ado, this is the medium tip. So it should be the same as this, although I'm guessing, like many sizes of clothing and things like that, that this is not like medium and bold, and all of those names are not standardized across brands. So this is just a very nice, soft black. And I like the medium tip. I'm glad I have a fine tip pen. I'm glad I got that for, you know, just sort of my standard writing. But the joy really comes from the thick, inky ones that I own. So this is this. This is this. Let me just line it up in a little row here. There we go. Those are the different swatches, and then the inks that I used were, this one is the first one. Actually, I'll just put it like this. Maybe it'll stay. This is the second one. This is the third one. Shiny. No, it's not gonna stay. The backs of them are rounded, so they don't really want to stay. Ah, don't roll away. And then this is the fourth one, and then again, this one is filled with the ink cartridge, just the black one that it came with. I had used this for a while, and I absolutely love it. let me show you what that looks like. Actually, it's like all right there. But let me show you in my journal what that looks like. It's like this. It's like this sort of like muted teal color. Isn't that so pretty? I kind of miss it now that I don't have it in one of my pens. But maybe that just means that I need more pens. No. Play with the things that you have. Okay, so anyway, I'm super, super excited about my pens, and I'm excited about learning about the world of fountain pens. None of the ones I have are very expensive. None of them broke the $100 barrier. I think maybe this one did. This is the one that I got for my birthday, the one that started it all. And the rest of these, like some of these, I think this was like, you know, like $17, something like that. So they really range quite a bit. And there are ones that are like over $1,000. I can't believe it. I feel like I would be so afraid to use a $1,000 pen. But anyway, I just wanted to share. Do any of you have interests in or experience with fountain pens? I would love to hear about it. And if you have recommendations for where, like what my next pen should be, I would love to read what your recommendations are. And if you have ink recommendations, I'll take those too. Because like I said, I'm a total beginner and I just want to learn. Okay, well, thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for watching. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.